what we do advocating on behalf of our members, their clients, and the communities that we all live and work in is really one of the very important things we do that often goes unnoticed because our approach to advocacy is taking a partnership role. Governments don't need people identifying problems and demanding results. They need people bringing solutions. And those solutions need to be research-based, fact-based, and often costed out. The government can take that information and see a path forward and see that it makes sense and the reliable messaging. I mean, if we're not putting out a reliable message, it's just chatter, and pretty soon we lose credibility. So that's really important. And also, speaking of research and fact-based, in 2016 we commissioned a study to look at education funding, not only in Manitoba, but to compare the landscape across the country. And that identified some real key differences. And our asks were then tweaked, to fit a more viable, more sustainable model. Speaking of that approach and advocacy being a long game, recently the shift of education tax off of property tax to a fairer way, we've been advocating that for decades, I guess you could say now, under the direction of Lauren Weiss, who's been Impact Chair for probably most of that file, if not all of it.
Michael, I think that you're absolutely correct. Our advocacy with our government has come a long way since I've been involved with the association. Manitoba Real Estate Association administers the reimbursement fund. It's an alternative to a third-party insurance company and bond that brokerages are required to have by the Manitoba Securities Commission to be licensed in the province of Manitoba. The actual advantage to everybody is the fact that we need to be able to have it at a target fund for the sustainability and the long-term value for our members. In 2017, our membership, or our board, did a third-party actuarial study to be able to understand the long-term viability of our program. And the results of that were that we needed to have a higher balance target fund in our portfolio. What ended up happening was we needed to be able to establish how we were going to get there and a fair way for our agents, our members, to be able to distribute and pay for that levy to be able to increase by charging our agents to be able to get up to the proper fund. We undertook that levy, undertook that task to be able to do a fair way to be able to increase the levy, and which we think we did very well. And in the end, we started charging a levy in 2019, and in 2021, proud to say we're now at our target balance, and levies have stopped.
Chris, I just wanted to mention that it is really important to MSC that we have this fund in place, and then as well, it's a protection for the public. So you did an awesome job in taking it on, and I really want to congratulate you for getting it to the finish line.
Thank you.
Well, we recognized that we had to modernize our education program. It was time, and we went and we interviewed our leaders in real estate and just asked them, what is it, where do we see that the holes are, and make sure that we're covered. We also brought in some educators, again, just to see what do we need to do for our members. At that point, we discovered that currently the way that we were teaching was talking down and just giving the material directly to the members and not hearing it both ways. What we find is that the members they're the ones that are in the front line. They're the ones that have the experience. And once we moved to a two-tiered system where we're doing it online and then we do it in person, we found that the members were sharing their information, and it was a great learning experience just to hear what their problems were and how to best protect our people.
We've been focused on ensuring that we provide education that is reacting to real-world events for our members and is informed by evidence. And we've developed a program called the Bright program, which is basically micro-learning based on the data that we're getting from calls and inquiries from our members. So we're basically, able to very rapidly react to an issue that may be trending or where we've identified an area where our members need a little bit of assistance. That's what we call the Bright program. It's available to all members. It's complimentary, and we've been very fortunate to have a lot of brokers support the project. Well, and one of the things that has really helped us get there and drive that is our complaints and inquiries database called CIDRIC, where we're working with our local boards to capture the calls that come in from members and members of the public. And we're able to identify where the pain points are that our members are facing and also where the problems are, and being able to educate through Bright, being able to educate through RLE, through our flagship programs, and really tackling issues before they become major problems and making sure that the industry maintains its high level of professionalism.
One of the highlights during my term was when the Manitoba Real Estate Association established the Global Business Council. I'm quite proud to have the first Global Business Council in the nation. One of the ways we profiled our Global Business Council was we had an article in MBiz that went out to 70,000 homes. That was the start of it, and then we ended up having our first meeting with the Minister of Growth, Enterprise and Trade, Mr. Blaine Pedersen, and it was well received. Other events that we had a tour of Centreport, the continent's largest distribution center. We also had a webinar with Dr. Jack Mintz on economic outlook and a trade mission with Florida Realtors, just to name a few. So during my tenure, it was a lot of fun getting this established and moving it forward.
At MREA, we're here to help support and encourage our members to be involved in the community and to get out there and help the communities flourish. One of the initiatives that we are very involved in is the newly renamed Manitoba Realtors Shelter Foundation, and it has been around since 2008, and in that time we've given out 116 grants totaling over $500,000, and those grants have been given for homelessness, shelter, women's, children's, elderly, refugees, immigrants, and many more. And another one of our initiatives is the Manitoba TP Matawa, which was established in conjunction with the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs. Through that program, we have been able to put 27 new homeowners, and in that, enabling over 45 children and grandchildren to live in a safe and comfortable environment and community. So that's something we're very proud of. In 2018, we received charitable status for TP Matawa. And in 2020, we celebrated a 10-year reunion in conjunction with Realtor Week, where we had a celebration at the Forks, an initiation event, and we had that with members, potential corporate donors, the media, and then the members at large. So those are some social responsibility that we have been very proud of.
MREA representatives advocated for the industry and provided input into the RESA Act before it was tabled in 2014. As a matter of fact, I was involved with a small group of representatives from MREA and Winnipeg who appeared before the Standing Committee at the legislature in 2014. MREA's focus mission was to have 4 elements addressed in the framework, and we accomplished all 4 goals for our members. The first one was allowance for electronic signatures in real estate transactions, also allowance for electronic storage of documents, and allowance for salesperson incorporation in a manner that doesn't pit our members against the Canada Revenue Agency, and also claim limits on the Real Estate Reimbursement Fund. Without these limits, 1 or 2 major claims could have bankrupted the fund. 2021, we made a formal submission based on that feedback from members, and we were successful in limiting the commission disentitlement provisions for related parties. REIS has been an ongoing process, I guess, since 2014, and really lots of input from members and committees over the years. Once it became law, January 1st, we did get a lot of calls from members about concerns and questions. So it got very busy at the MREA offices. But I think we've largely worked our way through that. There are a few more clarifications that we're waiting for from the MSC. But by and large, I think we're moving along well.
Well, and one of the things that's really impressed me in terms of my role as CEO and the role that the staff team has is just witnessing the teamwork that's happened at the board level and how the presidents have worked together and have recognized that big initiatives take years to accomplish. And it's really been a team of sort of passing the baton on to the next president. And as a result, we've accomplished so much as an association over the last 5 years for our membership. And one of the things that I don't think many associations can say is we've accomplished pretty much everything on our strategic plan in education, advocacy, professional standards, right across the board. And that's really a testament to your leadership as presidents of the association.